Cousins and the Falcons. Good game all night long. Second quarter, Bucs down 14-10. Mayfield, Mike Evans, this is his 100th career touchdown.
The man scores so many touchdowns, he doesn't even know it and throws the football in the stands.
That's right. Bucs at 24-17. Halftime lead. Fourth quarter. Fourth down. Falcons down a touchdown. Darnell Mooney's going to get the first down and more.
Darnell Mooney with a great route, catches the football, turns up the field. He has been a revelation as a free agent signing for the Atlanta Falcons.
So the Falcons tied at 27. Tampa kicks a field goal to take the lead. Now it's Cousins for Mooney again. Bart, how does he drop this?
Oh, my God. Keep your eyes on your luggage. Listen, Kirk Cousins, great anticipation. He just couldn't hold on to it.
So that sets up this 54 yards. Young Hui Koo is blocked, and so the Bucs take over with the lead and good field position, 6.5 minutes to play. Ensuing Bucs drive. We're down to the final 3 minutes. What's the one thing you can't do, RC?
Can't turn it over.
Oh.
Great players make great plays in big moments.
That's Jesse Bates, who punches it out for the grasp of Bucky Irving, who's upset. And the Falcons take over 4th and 15 now at the 20. It's Cousin. It's Levante David making the play.
Levante David in his 13th year, just still making plays, drops it to the middle of the field, reads Kirk's eyes. Huge play for the big-time vet.
Figure that's the ball game, right? Wrong. They had their timeouts. They get one more chance. Under a minute to go. It's Cousins. It's Ray McLeod. They're in business. Wait a minute, he's going to fumble, but the ball's going to get out of bounds. Falcons have a chance.
Better lucky than good.
12 seconds remaining. They need some yardage for the field goal. RC, how hard is it for this team to get there and get the ball spiked this quickly?
This is extremely difficult, but to have this sort of understanding, this sort of chemistry, get to the line of scrimmage, spike the football, that is great preparation by offense coordinator Zach Robinson.
They get it with 1 second left, so Koo gets another chance from 52 yards away, and we are going to overtime, where Baker Mayfield was just a spectator. All he could do was watch, like everybody else, as the Falcons would take over. Their radio with the call.
Here's Mooney in motion with Cousins, and they're going to gun it, and it's caught. Daryl Hodge, 35, 30,
Take it, baby.
20, 15, 10, 5, drive home safely. Oh, my goodness.
And just like that, Daryl Hodge breaks a tackle and then breaks it open. Kirk Cousins threw for oh, yeah, Arthur, go ahead.
Free building supplies for everybody. Half off.
Cousins threw for a career-high 509 yards, setting a new Falcons single-game record. Also, the second most in a primetime game since 1970. Only Tom Brady had ever thrown from more. So, when they acquire Kirk Cousins, we think to ourselves, could this be the key that unlocks everything in Atlanta? And then they draft Michael Penix, and we think, is he just a bridge quarterback? And then he looks pretty bad week 1, and we're thinking, how quickly might we see the rookie? And now he throws for 500 yards. So what do we say today?
This is what happens when you learn how to swag surf. Right? Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta, and we were just trying to figure out. I was starting to think, well, maybe they knew something when they drafted Michael Penix. I was questioning if Kirk Cousins was washed, but what you saw last night was that Kirk Cousins, when protected, Kirk Cousins, when having some synergy with his wide receivers, can make big plays. And if you look at Philadelphia, the New Orleans Saints, now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, every win for the Atlanta Falcons has come off of a Kirk Cousins game-winning drive. He's shown up every time this team has needed him in the most important situational football moments. But last night was one of those times where you saw Raheem Morris walk out into the field, look Kirk Cousins in the eyes, and tell him, this is why I brought you here.
And this is what it was supposed to look like, right, when they got him. They have all these great, talented players. Drake London, monster game. By the way, got hurt on the previous play. Daryl Hodge was his replacement, right,
Yep.
that went in the game because he was hurt, and he catches a game-winning touchdown. But anyway, Kyle Pitts had a nice game. Look, I don't think that they want to be more balanced than 59 passes and 18 runs. But they had to throw it last night. There's no question about it. And you have Kirk Cousins in his 5th game coming off of a torn Achilles tendon. So it takes a while for the player to get back into the swing of things, to feel comfortable planting on that foot. It looks like he's gotten more comfortable each and every week. Falcons have some issues on defense. But this is the way they imagined the offense operating when they got Kirk Cousins, and it has to feel good.
In a league where we haven't seen a lot of explosive passing games,
yes.
He throws for 500 yards. And, Mike, you were combing through the stats. There's one number that is particularly encouraging.
Yeah, I got this from Hembo. When you watch the game, in the middle of the field, Kirk Cousins was 25 of 31 for 371 yards. That's 100 more yards in the middle of the field than any other team this year. And going back to what the guys were saying, Green, when you look at Kyle Pitts and Drake London combined, they were 19 receptions for 242 yards. It's hard to find one DB that can match their physicality. Nobody has two. So to me, when you watch this team play, that's their formula. Attack the middle of the field, protect Kirk Cousins. And those two guys' physicality, that is really hard to match up to.
I mean, it says right here, what's my biggest takeaway? Well, my biggest takeaway is Kirk Cousins is no longer considered solar powered, right? Because usually he struggles in these primetime night games, but he's balled out.
Two of them.
He's balled out. And listen, this team is one bad no call from being 4-1 when you consider the Kansas City game. But you talk to your point, like you talk about a professional quarterback that can unlock the young, talented receivers. What I love was the ball distribution, the fact that the ball goes where the defense dictates, not where you're trying to force something to Drake London. So that way everybody eats. That's the hardest offense to really cover, is one that the ball goes where the defense dictates.
We began the season with someone here, it was me, saying that they thought Atlanta, by the time we got to the end of the year, was going to look like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. It did not start out very well for the people who just raised their hands like me. How does it look now? Because you pointed out the defense, some major questions.
Yeah, so when you look at this defense, it's about the rush, right? They couldn't get pressure on Baker Mayfield last night, and he threw the football all around the yard. But think about some of the other games we saw this season. Obviously, Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers only kick field goals. You hold the Philadelphia Eagles down enough to give yourself an opportunity to win. They have to find ways to generate pressure up front, whether it be simulated pressures, fire zones, man-to-man. But you also have Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates in the middle who continue to make plays. You go out, you get Matthew Judon. How do you get him more involved in the game? And the reason that they still have a chance, even with questions on defense, is because outside of Minnesota, who do we look at right now and say they're playing at an elite high level?
But that's where I would push back. Like, to me, they're a 7-on-7 team. They have to outscore the opponent.
Right.
To their credit, they ended the game with the ball. They got the ball in overtime, and Baker Mayfield never touched it. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I'm calling Joe Douglas and the New York Jets.
Who you getting?
Hassan Reddick.
Come on down. You can
They
have
have
him.
5 sacks. We're sitting here in the first week of October. They have 5 sacks. They have a chance to do really special things. Go get Hassan Reddick,
have him.
whatever it takes.
Here.
Let the Jets cut their losses. But they've already added Matt Judon. They've added Justin Simmons. They clearly need help rushing the passer.
Also, an interesting game last night in that you have two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math in my head. I think between the two of them, they've been on 7 different teams, and they threw 7 touchdown passes last night, right? It's a weird league in that regard.
It is. I mean, look, Cousins obviously an established, high-end quarterback in his time in Minnesota. Baker Mayfield is the reclamation project in Tampa, right? Like his career was in trouble when they brought him in. But yeah, it's nice to see some passing yards.
Well, it's nice to see this division, be more than a one-team race,
Yes.
because I think you have to add the Saints into that, mix as well, and it's going to be competitive. I know the record is like whoever has the lead in the division after Game 5 usually wins the division, but it's still up for debate, and it's going to be a race to the finish.
Now, I want to set this up. Meg, don't go to it quite yet, because Harry Douglas, who you see here every Thursday, he's a crazy Falcon, played for the Falcons, lives in Atlanta, crazy Falcons fan. He watched the end of this game on an airplane yesterday, and he went into the airplane bathroom to film the video you were about to hear. So not only will you hopefully enjoy listening to him, I want you to imagine being a person sitting on that plane, if you were close enough to the bathroom to hear the sounds he's going to make. Let's go ahead and roll Harry in the bathroom last night after the Falcons get the win.
Piece up, 8 times down, bang go. I'm on the airplane. I'm in the restroom. I don't give a damn. Bang go. Kirk Cousins over 500 yards passing. Let's go. Division leaders. Division leaders.
Yeah, I don't love nothing that much to go lock myself in the airplane bathroom.
I think I would have told him, hey, kid, more fiber.
He's making that bird call that. I mean, I'm not going to try to make the sound that he's making, but can you imagine sitting outside an airplane restroom and hearing someone doing that in the bathroom?
It sounds like he's trying to move something
My
big.
advice to Harry is leave more time to go to the airport, because you've lost TSA pre, you've lost clear. You're going to be regular security after that performance.
That's what I'm saying. If there's an air marshal on this plane, I think we need to have a conversation with the gentleman in the restroom.